Hello, this is Vex, and welcome back to Valkyria Chronicles. If you may recall in our last video, we finished the prologue, and now we are going to start the Battle of Fort Crest. Now, I realized something while I was recording the last video. The voices were a little hard to hear. I'm sorry about that. I was in a flurry to get that out, because I really wanted to get it out. And I actually recorded this video and one other back-to-back. I deleted these two, and hopefully you'll be able to hear the voices a little bit better, even when I'm not talking. Also, I noticed, while looking at these recordings and a couple after I did, that when I'm in battle, the file size seems to go way up. So in the future with Valkyria Chronicles, I may end up doing these little video or story picture parts like you see I've selected here in videos, and split the battles into a bunch of shorter videos, about 15-20 minutes, especially for the battles. That first episode, despite being only slightly more than the normal half hour, was about 50% higher than my normal file size for uploading videos. And I noticed it was pretty much the battle from other recordings. Alright, I hope you don't mind. Alright, let's continue on with Valkyria Chronicles. First part is Picture Perfect.
March the 10th. At long last, we have finally entered Imperial territory. The ferocity of the Federation counterattack caught the Empire off guard. Battle by battle, town by town, we're pushing back the front, with no signs of slowing down. The road to Schwarzgrad is a long one, running at least 1,500 kilometers from friendly territory into the heart of the Empire. But at the end of it lies our target, the capital city. We have a long trek ahead of us, but for now, morale is high.
Well, that's good.
Everyone here believes in this operation. Everyone is praying it'll succeed.
I guess the Empire's not so tough after all, huh, Commander? Give them one good stomping, and all of a sudden they're running off home. Huh?
So are you gonna take a picture of everything we pass? Here, let me have a look at it.
Hey, Raz, come on! Stop it, really! You're wasting my film!
Wasting? No chance. What you got here is a picture of a future hero. You take one too, eh, Kai?
Yeah, maybe. There you go. That's a keeper.
Good job.
Damn it, Miles! The hell was that for? Freaking hurt,
Quiet.
man!
I told him to stop the tank.
Huh? Everything okay?
The wind shifted.
Oh, that didn't sound good. Doesn't look good either. Well, that's definitely not good. Let's see what our I guess she's our commanding officer, Minerva, has to say about this tactical obstacle.
They brought out the big guns.
A blast that big could wipe out a whole squad. Easy.
Not good.
Let's keep moving.
Definitely not good.
A rendezvous point with Squad F should be nearby.
Oh, what's going on?
Flash.
Thunder!
That's the password. Next time, give us the response before you scare us shitless.
Apologies. I didn't mean to frighten you. Follow me. Lieutenant Victor is waiting.
Wait. Is she wearing a monocle? That certainly looks like a monocle, not your regular glasses, doesn't it?
Who? Oh, you mean Minerva. And you are...
Corporal Crystal Ward, from Squad F.
Ah, she's from Minerva's squad.
Indeed. I have the honor of answering to Minerva Victor, the strongest and smartest officer in the army.
Oh, she's head over heels for Minerva, isn't she?
I assume you saw that explosion.
Kinda hard to miss.
Oh, we saw it all right. They must be packing serious heat.
A 21-centimeter howitzer.
Oh boy.
Currently, our worst nightmare.
Yeah, that is definitely some heat. If you're unaware, that means the shell of the mortar is 25 centimeters in diameter. That's one big, well, bullet, essentially. And it's filled with explosives. Not something you want to get hit with.
It must have a range of at least 10 kilometers.
Wow.
We can't advance with that thing around.
It's actually pretty decent range, too.
Just so. Our mission is to capture that cannon.
That's dangerous.
Commander!
Lieutenant.
Good work leading Squad E so far, Claude. Your slow pace, however, does leave something to be desired.
Well, we were kind of getting shot at, Minerva.
We saw cannon fire, so we've been proceeding with caution.
Keep your excuses. As I said before, the success of Operation Northern Cross hinges on our swift advance. Time is of the essence.
Oh, she's
I know.
pleasant. Real pleasant.
You try hustling with a huge cannon up your ass. Oh, wait. You already tried and failed.
He likes to get under people's skin, it seems.
Down, boy. Claude, have you not housebroken your squad?
The hell did you say?
I'd appreciate it if you didn't insult my soldiers. They're people, not pets.
Well, it's one way to keep morale. It's also very true. They are his soldiers, even if she's his direct superior. But maybe she has a point about having a little bit more discipline.
Then I expect them to act like it. I'm not the one wagging my tongue.
But she seems rather flustered about that.
Soldiers who step out of line are often the first to die. Remember that, Sergeant Raz.
Emphasizing the rank there.
Yeah. Hope you make it out alive too, Lieutenant.
No love lost between these two, it seems.
Commander? There's a good view from the clearing. Maybe we could brief them there.
Ah, the voice of reason.
Claude, come with me.
Right. Now this is probably our briefing of the actual battle, which I'm guessing is in an old fortress.
Allow me to explain your next mission. As you know, Fort Crest has a 21-centimeter howitzer that's blocking our advance.
Well, as we just found out anyway.
It might just look like an old castle turned into a makeshift fort. But they've stationed quite a few troops to defend the cannon.
If we get too close, those turrets on the walls will mow us down.
I can't really see turrets from here, but, at least from this picture. At least I can't. But definitely don't want to get too close to turrets.
So when does our own cannon get here?
Good question, Roz.
That howitzer already destroyed it.
Oh,
We were outranged.
not good.
Blown up already? How long will a replacement take?
The bridge was destroyed too, so the artillery tractor can't proceed. It will take at least 7 days.
Oh, a week.
Though we do have plenty of infantry en route.
Oh, good. They can waste their ammo.
Doesn't matter how many foot soldiers we get. Without a cannon, we're just waiting around.
And dying.
Not necessarily.
Huh?
Time is of the essence. We don't have a week to wait.
You're as sharp as ever. Like he says, we can't afford to wait. We'll have to capture the fort without artillery.
Oh, that's probably easier said than done.
That's too reckless. Those turrets would fill us with more holes than Gallian cheese.
I'm guessing that Gallia is essentially this world's version of Switzerland. After all, what kind of cheese has lots of holes in it in our world? Swiss cheese. Also, what country is known for their neutrality? Switzerland.
It's a dangerous mission, I know. But those are your orders.
Oh gee, thanks.
This isn't your local militia. This is what you signed up for when you joined the Edinburgh Army.
You're right. We enlisted to crush the Empire, not to commit suicide.
He's got a point there. I mean, we're running into a castle that apparently has a bunch of turrets in it and a 21 centimeter howitzer. Our tank can't survive that kind of firepower.
Then allow me to clue you in on something. Crystal, tell them the news.
Oh, what news?
Yes, ma'am. This morning, the Empire invaded Gallia.
Uh-oh. Looks like the start of this game takes place just before, or a couple days before anyway, the start of the very first game in the series. As I believe I mentioned, the first game takes place in Gallia, and you're actually a member of the Gallian militia trying to repel the Empire from Gallia. Well, let's continue to hear them out.
They've invaded?
Uh-oh. Yeah, definitely not good.
I knew it was only a matter of time.
Unfortunately, based off the Empire, yeah, probably.
What about our hometown? Is Hoffen okay?
I hope so, Roz.
All we know is that the battle broke out near the border, at Citadel Ghirlandaio. The Imperial Army, however, is being led by Prince Maximilian himself. Gallia's prospects look grim.
Yeah, Prince Maximilian is known to be a brilliant tactician and quite a formidable warrior. So, Gallia's prospects really look grim.
Oh, damn it!
Is there nothing we can do?
If Operation Northern Cross goes as planned, the Empire won't have the luxury of staying on the offensive.
That is a good point. We take their capital and probably the Emperor himself, and the will to fight will go out of the Empire.
Our only option is to complete the mission as soon as possible.
Guess we've got no choice then. If our home's in the Empire's sights, then we've got to protect it.
In any way we can.
Yeah, let's do it for Gallia.
Alright. Now the actual battle begins.
Here are your orders.
Now this is the normal actual way the briefing happens when we select the map. We're here to seize Fort Crest's howitzer. Squad E will lay siege to the castle and capture the enemy camp. However, turrets are guarding the entrance. If you wander into the machine gun's range, they'll cut through you like carving a cake. Concentrate on gaining a foothold instead. The plaza out front will do. But first, you'll need to get into place. Position units on the battlefield to do so. Alright, victory conditions. The enemy base camp is captured. We will lose if the enemy occupies our base camp, all infantry fall, or 20 turns pass. So we even have a time limit. Now those failure conditions, if it's anything like the previous games in the Valkyria Chronicles series I've played are pretty standard. A lot of missions have those failure conditions. Some switch it up by adding a couple things, but most are those, at least the first two. Not all of them have a turn limit. Right, now we can, here's where we get to decide our squad position. First, I think we can go, and by clicking mission info we can probably get that briefing again. Book mode, go back to that book. Here we can reassign our squad. These are the candidates in our squad that we have currently fielded. Top two are obviously our leaders, Raz and Kai, and then we got a bunch of all the different other classes. If we go over to here, you'll see we have one slot open, so we can either put this Millennia, who is a scout, Florent, or Ferrier, who are both shock troopers. Or we can go here and take people out. One thing I should probably go over, which I haven't yet, is if you'll notice here with, well, we have Curtis selected, for instance. It says his scout, and oh, it's actually got his rank. I want to see if it'll change. Oh yeah, it changes, cool. And you'll notice we can't take Raz out. Is everyone? Oh yeah, it looks like everyone's privates. Ooh. Kai's the first sergeant. One of our snipers is named Aladdin. That's pretty cool. Anyway, you'll note it as I was going on. Say their health, and everyone is slightly different, just between Curtis and Godwin. Notice their health changes. Also under there, you'll notice they have these P, which is their personality traits. Every character has unique ones. In the case of Curtis, he's got social anxiety, nature lover, and true friend. These skills come up random, well, it seems randomly at least to me. But they have certain activation conditions, and they can either help or hinder a unit. And some characters, like this guy here, Zyga, notice how he has that dependent on Raz, which I'm guessing means he gets bonuses when near Raz. Oh, actually, that's seeing that, there's actually something else I should touch on. You'll notice how it's got that likes under the four personal personal skills. In the case of Raz, he's got Claude, Kai, and Zyga. Now, that means he has a greater chance of assisting those characters in a fight if he is in range. So if, say, Zyga here is attacking an enemy and Raz is also in range, there is a chance that Raz will also fire on the enemy, causing extra damage. Obviously, that's absolutely huge. Now, before I go into start placing our troops, I'll go over real quick the different character classes that we have. As I mentioned, you got the scouts here. They have greater movement range, a decent firepower with a rifle, but they are actually quite fragile. Shock troopers here are kind of all around. They got pretty good firepower, decent health, decent armor, decent-ish movement range, but not great. Nowhere near scout. But in my opinion, you'll probably have a lot of your troops be shock troopers. Moving down, and then we have these characters here, the Lancers. What these characters are, they're essentially tank busters. Think anti-tank rifles, although they actually carry a giant spear-looking thing that fires a rocket. Guess you can almost say it's a rocket-propelled grenade, essentially. Moving down, and here we have our engineers. Engineers are able to heal tanks. They also have longer range healing abilities to heal other units. So they're... Oh, before I continue on with engineers, Lancers have better armor against human, or not human, against all sorts of weapons. So they're a little harder to take out unless you flank them. They also have some of the lowest movement range. The engineers, I think they have a little less health than the scouts. Well, I guess you could basically say all the things that scouts have going for them, the engineers have similar. They have a little bit longer movement range than shock troopers, I believe, not positive. And they have the same weapon as scouts, but they also have less hit points. One other neat thing about engineers is they are able to re-equip units that have limited ammunition. Like, for instance, these Lancers. They normally carry 3 of their anti-tank missiles, or grenades, whatever you want to call them, which they can use a turn, and they reload 1 per phase change. So if you use Brittany here, you can use her 3 times and fire 3 of these anti-tank missiles at tanks or even people if you wanted. And then she can't fire anymore. You bring Allard up here and touch Brittany with, which will reload Brittany's anti-tank missiles. Shock troopers and scouts also have grenades. They have 1 of each. Engineers will refill those grenades. Snipers, we've already basically seen. They have the least health, usually the least movement pool also, but their sniper rifles are deadly. They also have the limited ammunition, usually 3, just like the Lancers, which can be refueled by engineers. And that is all of the different squads that we have, or classes that we have, besides the tank, which is its own special type of unit. Now we can actually give equipment. Oh, tutorial on changing equipment. Change equipment by issuing combat gear to infantry and installing parts onto tanks. Customize the loadouts of soldiers and vehicles to suit your strategy. Right, if you may recall, the end of last video, we actually got a special item which I'm going to equip onto Raz, because, well, he's our head shock trooper. These are capped bullets. Ooh, they are armor-piercing bullets, actually. An extra 3 aiming chance and an extra armor penetration. So they will do better damage to a trooper like the Lancers. So let's give them to him. Because, well, like I said, he is our main shock trooper. Well, that actually doesn't change his accuracy as it shows at the top there. And, well, we don't have any tank parts, but here we could actually equip tank parts. Right, now we can just click deploy, or we can go position units. I will actually start positioning the units in the next video, and which is when I will actually start the battle for Cursed. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great day.